guys, welcome in for part 2 of Triple Threat Thursday. No, I'm a little bit early, just a touch, but we're here. I'm going to get some highs and love yous out of the way, and there's the first seat in the house goes to Pamsky. She's usually first seat everywhere, isn't she? She is on it, quick. And there's Hot Damn Elaine. Hi, sweetie. Thank you for coming over. Leslie's Crochet Corner. Hey, how are you doing? And that's fine. You know, life comes before YouTube. And there's Cecilia. And there's somebody I haven't seen. Stitch in the Spectrum. Hi, sweetie. Thank you for coming over. I still got to watch yours and Niecy's. One second. Man, that hurt my throat a little bit. Hi, Enchance and Cindy. Hi, how are you? And Melanie J. Do we have all the Melanies in? And there's Linda. And I know we got Michelle alphabets too. And the Dawn alphabets. Hi, how are you doing? And there's Linda. Sorry, I got kind of... I will be in the background. I can't follow chat and crochet at the same time. I'm the same way. I'll lurk, but it's one of those that I can't crochet and lurk and pay attention. It's hard. It is hard. Hi, Veronica. How are you doing? And Rose Rennick. Hi, how are you? Everyone just left Dawn. Thank you, Dawn Aaron, for the Dawn raid. Thank you so much. And Dawn Fruitland. There we go. And there's Tank. Hi, Tank. Thank you for coming over. And JB. Hey, sweetie. How are you doing? And Cliff. And if you haven't ever bought a piece of his jewelry, let me tell you, it's awesome. I love it. I don't take this thing off. Besides my wedding band, these two things don't come off. It's lightweight. It's durable. Oh my gosh. And just look at that detail that he does. It's amazing. And of course, it's my colors. And there's Steve. Hey, Steve, thank you for coming over. And there's Shannon, Art Junkie. If you haven't checked out Art Junkie, you need to. And there's Mama Winch. Hey, thank you for coming over, Marianne. I hope you get to feeling better, sweetie. I really do. I love seeing you in live. Same with this person, Mary King. And thank you, Mary, for playing my videos, my playlist. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. I know you're not just doing me, but you're doing a lot of people, and it means a lot to all of us. And Tracy Crochets. Hey, sweetie, how are you doing? And of course, there's Panda. We all know Panda's going to be here, right? And there's Delia B. Hi, Delia. How are you doing? Hot Mess Express Train. Hey, I like that. I think that's what we're going to call her raid. It's going to be the Hot Mess Express Train. I like that one. I really do. Nana Michelle. Hi, Nana. How are you doing? Thank you for coming. And there's Be My Light Crochet. Hi, thank you for coming over, sweetie. And the Mod of Mods Extraordinaire, Zoila. I don't know how this woman does it, but she does it. And she is phenomenal at it. And there's my sis, Spring. And remember, after this live ends, we'll be redirected straight to Spring. And then after Spring ends, we'll be redirected back to my channel for the recap. All right, I'm trying to get through. I got some things to talk about. And there's me, Maudie. I love her. And same with Sharon. I love her. And Garcia White. Oh my gosh. So she is. There's a few people that are like supporter extraordinaire, and she is up there in that group. And she's just phenomenal. I love Darcia. And Becca Dunmeyer. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. And there's part 1 right there. Hey, Don. I've been missing you. You know that. and Alice, Alice. And there's the great person, Spoon. She is phenomenal. I love her. Everything about Spoon is just, oh, you just love it. Okay. And there's Barb Jarvie. Hey, sweetie, how are you? And little, sorry, my eyes are just, woo, went blurry for me for a second. I do not want to butcher that last name. Sorry, little. I am so sorry. Tawilina? I'm going to leave it at that because it can get worse. And I don't want to butcher it. And so there's a few things we want to talk about. One of those is everything that is coming up. Yes, we got collaborations coming up. They're going to do their thing dawn and then spring, and then I get it and I will make it. What I'll make, I won't know until I see the yarn. That's when I'll decide what that yarn wants to be. For me to make things, the yarn kind of tells me what it wants to be. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but that's me. The yarn tells me what it wants to be. So that's one thing. And it's not magic. Hi, sweetie. How are you? I am going to be contacting a certain person because I would love to take what they just came out with and make it into a Tunisian pattern, but I don't want to step on toes, so I would be contacting her. And it's the duster that Bag a Day put out. I don't want to step on toes. I want to make sure it's fine. Because that duster that she did is fabulous. It is gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh. And I just want to I just want to turn it into a Tunisian pattern, either a mesh stitch, sort of, or the arrowhead, or a few others. Who knows? But I want her approval before I do it. I don't want to do it, step on toes, you know. And there's Joseph. Hey, Joseph, how are you doing? And there's Sam. Hey, Sam. The other thing I've got, there's a lot going on. I am filming tutorials for Fridays. Right now it is easy stuff because I need that fluff so that way I can make the longer stuff, such as cardigans, a bunch of stuff that we have planned that take weeks to make and film because of Tunisian. But I want to have that cushion where I can do that. Now, if I do, let's say, a cardigan tutorial, that video is going to be hours long. So it's going to be broke up to in a series, 2, maybe 3 videos. So it's going to come out one video a week to kind of help let me be able to space it out so I can jump in and do other things too while that's dropping, so that way I can stay ahead. Kind of, it helps. And that's what I'm trying to do. Right now, like I said, it's fluff stuff. Like the next one that came out, I'm sure you saw the post. It's sitting back here on Rufus. And it's the Twisted Tunisian ear warmer. And it's simple. That video will come out in the morning. All my videos I have set to come out at 7 a.m. I just picked a time and I'm sticking with it. So that's all my videos come out. My next stitch tutorials do too as well. They come out at the same time. Just because I just like that number. I don't know why. I just picked it when I first started and went with it. And so yeah, I did get a new addition to my desk, which I will talk about here in a few. I want to see if I can get caught up on some of these comments and say highs to the highs that I need to say, and we can keep talking. And there's Ronell. Hi, Ronell. Thank you for coming over. And Rachel. Hello, Rachel. And Diana D. A 2K that I ordered from Cliff for a gift and my own. And yes, like Cliff stuff is just phenomenal. It's amazing. And there's Jetton. Hey, Jetton. Thank you for coming over. Sorry, my mouth is a little dry and then it's windy and dirty. You just name it. It sucks outside. And Elaine's Crochet Channel. Hi, thank you for coming over. But I would love to take that duster that Bod put out and turn it into a Tunisian pattern because I think it would look it's fabulous. And the way she did it is fabulous. I would like to turn it into a Tunisian pattern as well. And I will email her and I will talk to her and see if I can do that. Because like I said, I don't want to step on toes. I don't want to do something that she wouldn't like me to do. And it would be a tutorial that I would put on YouTube and I wouldn't block it behind anything. And there's my Shib mate and Ola Joe. Andrea, you are just such a wonderful person. I love you. The whole community loves you, and it just you just exude greatness, and you're just passionate about everything, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna keep on going. Now the other thing I have working up is I'm going to be doing a series of shorts this weekend. I went to a local yarn store and I've never been to one because we normally didn't have them. And they just opened about 2 months ago. They haven't had their grand opening yet. So me and Panda went in there, what was it, Tuesday? And we were flabbergasted. That's where I found out my allergy to wool is just wool. It's not alpaca. It is not camel. Because I got to try those and I didn't. We waited a minute. I didn't break out. So it's just wool, and it is even super washed merino wool. It's wool in general. So I'm cool with those. But I did pick up a few things. Now I talked about the AliExpress hooks. I will be putting a review. Finally, be putting a thorough review on those. And the reason why I waited so long is because I wanted to do a project with them. I didn't want to do a swatch and give my opinion. I did a project with them. It wasn't a very big project, but it was a project. And it's a project that's going to be the tutorial for next week. And I did it in it. So I will give my opinion on them there. And if you hold your yarn like I do, that was my issue, was the way I hold my yarn. Let's see, I got some yarn here somewhere. Because when I'm working a project, I hold my yarn like this. So when I am, don't ask me, I've tried the whole magical stuff some of y'all do, with wrapping all over. That's what it ends up coming out with me. So I pinch it like this, and I feed it over. And when I'm working my project, I drag my needle across. So my needle drags across my finger when I'm picking up the yarn. Well, the AliExpress hooks are very sharp. And I felt like I was going to cut myself. And not just, the tip is not the only thing sharp. The actual hook is very sharp, and the edges here are very, very, very sharp. So it was scraping me a lot. And we found something in that store that helped me be able to use those hooks. The other thing we found was Ethel. Here's Ethel. She holds all your little stuff, your needles, your scissors, everything for you. And she's weighted at the bottom, sandpaper-ish, and I love it. And it's made by Lantern Moon. Come on, focus. Well, whatever. You see it. I like it a lot. Um, but with the AliExpress hooks, I'll put a really good review on that this weekend. And with the shop that we went to, I got plenty of video, so I'm going to turn it into shorts and go from, and put the shorts out there. Also, they asked me to teach once a month Tunisian classes there. Tunisian is growing, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful that they want me to teach those classes. She watched my videos, you name it. So it's phenomenal. Everything that's happening. I'm going to be a busy bee, so I'm going to be lurking in a lot of lives. It may not look like I'm there, but I'm really going to be there. I'll say hi, say my initial highs, and then I'm going to be working a lot. That's what I've been doing. So that's what I'm going to have to keep doing, just because I'm going to be busy a lot. I'm trying to get these tutorials out. I'm trying to get things made that people want to see. And plus, I still got to figure out these stitches that Grandma C, Miss C, sent me that are coming out of a 1919 book that were lost. I searched everywhere for those and they were never mentioned anywhere. So I have the 3 stitches. Well, I'm going to make them up and make them into tutorials, but I got a lot going on. So it may seem like I'm here not paying attention to people. I am. I really am. If you leave me a comment, I'll heart it. 9 times out of 10, I do comment on on your comments, and I love it when y'all leave comments. It just makes me feel so good. And when it's showing all these headbands that everybody, or ear warmers everybody's doing, it's phenomenal. Like I can't believe I'm getting this. I'm helping you guys, and it's such a great feeling that y'all are taking what I love, and you're taking it and you're doing it. That is phenomenal. Whew, I'm getting cheered up. So let me get back into the comments, because there's more. Sorry, I gotta take a drink. But I just want to let you all know there is a lot coming down, and I'm trying to make as much content as I can to appease you guys' appetite. I know y'all want to do a lot of things. And hi, Lisa. Thank you for coming. And I know you guys want to learn different things, such as in the round. That's going to be coming. Now, my Friday isn't just going to be tutorials. There's going to be times I'm going to do tips and tricks. There's plenty of tips and tricks. There's also how to increase and decrease. There's a lot of people that don't know how to do that well. So I want to be able to teach that. There's going to be other little things like how to make a miter square. That is easy in Tunisian. How to do a lot of other stuff that, well, hey, we're going to make them. And sometimes the item may be an easy item, but people want to learn it. There's a way to actually crochet an actual circle in Tunisian. You can make a circle and make coasters if you use cotton. You can do a lot of that. And I want to teach that. And there's Oma. She's here. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Oh my gosh, she's here. I got to be on my good behavior. Oh. But there's a lot that I want to teach everybody. And I'm glad that Tunisian's getting out there. And I'm seeing that I am being mentioned with the likes of TL and Nastasia. And they're huge. They're huge. but I see that I'm being mentioned in the same likes as them, and that's awesome. And my like I said, when I started this channel, all I wanted to do is I was happy if one person learned Tunisian and I taught them, but not just one person has learned Tunisian from me, and that's awesome. That is what I set out to do. Is yes, I knew with Tunisian, I was entering a small niche, which is even smaller than crochet, but seeing it, being able to kind of get out of that niche, that is a phenomenal feeling, and shows my work and my teaching style is paying off. Like I said, I teach things so that people understand it. I want somebody who with no experience to come in and be able to do it with no experience. And that's why I teach every tutorial at the beginning the exact same way. Because if you have no experience, but you want to do this, I can't say that, let's say alpine stitch, because that's going to be coming in a few weeks. If you want to do the alpine stitch, well, I'm going to tell you from the very beginning how to do that alpine stitch with no experience in Tunisian. That's the way I like it, and I think that it should be taught that way. Very similar to how Baggy Day does her stuff, how Crystal does her stuff. And Crystal is just a phenomenal person too. Um, okay, I got to get going down on chat. And there's Demetria, the Naked Snail. Hi, sweetie. Thank you for coming. I can get carried away, as you all know. I can get very carried away with Tunisian. I just love it. And there's Chris K. Hi, Chris. Thank you for coming. Yeah, all right. I'm going to keep trying to go down through chat. And it's not mad. I found out we have alpaca farm close by. I need to visit. Awesome. We don't have any. There's camel farms, not, I want to say about 4 hours from here, but that's a drive and a half on its own. And my leg, I can't sit that long with my CRPS. And then Linda says, have you used Nook hooks? I've never used Nook hooks. I'm gonna have to look up those and find out what it is. It stays at crochet that way. I thought I was weird. See, I thought I was weird. My grandmother, when I was 14, tried to show me how to do the magic little loop-de-loops around your fingers, and I could never get it. I could never get it. It's not that I'm not hand-eye coordinated or anything like that. It's just one of those that I couldn't get it. Don't know. And hey, Brandon. Yeah, Mama Ray is really, really awesome. She's the owner. Her and her husband own the local yarn shop, which I'll be doing the little shorts on. And Brandon here is the one who told me about them. Because I mean, where we live, it's big box everything, or you have a certain convenience store that is on every corner, and there's like 80 of them in our city. Heck, we had back when I was a kid, we had Circle K in 7-Eleven, but we don't no more. Well, we just got a Circle K like 30 years later because that certain local company pushed them all out. Now they're coming back in. And Chris K, well, that explains Denise hooks too. Oh, yeah, I've heard about the Denise hooks. I really wanted to look into them, but if that explains them, then hey, I don't need to look into them. And I got it. I understood. But I'm trying to get through here. But thank you so much. That means a lot. I mean, seeing y'all's comments and how everything y'all do is and mentioned. It's phenomenal, and a male talking about crochet is a rarity in itself. There's a few of us out there, yes, but it's a rarity in itself, and I'm hoping to break that stigma. I would love to break that stigma and have other males finally speak up, finally say, yes, I do it. I knit or crochet or Tunisian or I cross stitch something, because it is really, really wonderful for your mental health. I think so. I'm no doctor, but I think it does. And hey, Mama G Gear, thank you for coming, sweetie. Man, just reading y'all's comments, just woo. And here's another person that does Tunisian. Infinitely Zero Nessa. She does Tunisian. She's a great person, and I've learned some yarn companies from her that I've never heard of. It's phenomenal. The love that this community has and how openly people share their, I want to say secrets, but it's not secrets, but how they share their secrets, and they just openly do it. And it's wonderful. Nobody keeps a secret. And, if they don't know it, somebody else knows it. And that's awesome. And Chris K, yay, lost stitches to come. Yes, I still got to work them up. I got to figure them out, because the wording from 1919 is, of course, Tunisians changed over the centuries, the terminology, the actually what it's been called. So trying to get those stitches translated that's going to be the hard part. Trying to understand what they mean by their abbreviations to today's abbreviations. That's because I'm gonna have to translate it from the different ages that it came from, and it's gonna be. But it's all in English, yes, but it's just the terminology, the symbols, the letters. For Tunisian, simple stitches STS or TSS. I'm sorry, Tunisian simple stitch. But beforehand it was STS, simple Tunisian stitch, and then it Afghan stitch. You name it. It's just gone and gone and gone and gone. So I got to figure all that out. I'm trying to get through and get down. And there's Anna, and she's from Australia. Another Australia. Thank you. Hey, another person from the future. And then there's Spray Gunner. Hi, Spray Gunner. Thank you for coming. And I'm trying to get down here. And if y'all have any questions, please just feel free to ask. And there's Jaxie. Hi, Jaxie. How are you doing? And then Tunab, I don't want to butcher it. Tina. Thank you. You have helped me with my Tunisian crochet. I just love it. I just bought my first Tunisian needles. Oh, thank you. See, those comments just... Woo-wee. Michael, think of something else. Whew. Sorry. But, when y'all say stuff like that, that really does get me right here. I'm getting there. Okay. And the other stuff that I want to talk about is I've got some other patterns and stuff that I want to do. June, if you've watched my channel, I have a little purple ribbon up here. That purple ribbon is for dementia. It's for dementia awareness. June is Alzheimer's and Dementia Awareness Month. I came up with a pattern that symbolizes for Alzheimer's and dementia awareness. Many of us has been affected by that. And so I came up with a pattern that I want to put out there. I'm going to be doing that in June. And of course, you know, their color is purple, so it's going to be in purples. It's going to be in 3 shades of purple. And like my mother was diagnosed almost a year ago with dementia, and it's progressed pretty fast. So if I could just bring some awareness and something to it and create a pattern for it, I'm going to. I also have, me and Panda have talked after the Bag a Day animal auction with the blanket that I submitted. I'm gonna write up a pattern and put that out. I don't want the pattern out until after the auction for that blanket. The other thing is I have a local animal rescue that I'm going to be doing a blanket for called Gracie's Project. Their colors are hot pink and purple, so I know some people would have burned their eyes, but I am going to be doing that in a fashion of a poodle skirt. And it will be Tunisian. So I will be working on that. And I will put a pattern out for that too. Now, the patterns, they're just going to be written directions. The symbols and stuff, me and the symbols thingies don't go together. So it's going to be written directions of what you need to do, because I think that's going to be a lot easier for a lot of people to read. Get back to the chat. Hi, Bear. Thank you for coming. Yay for you, Michael, and all your growth. You're doing great as teaching so many folks. Oh, thank you. I mean, that's my goal. That's my goal. And Amber Hart, hi, thank you. Thank you for coming over, sweetie. And there's a Stitchy Studio, Erica Baker. Hi, sweetie. How are you doing? And Linda Conair from the Wales, UK. Hey, how are you? I know that time difference, man. I'm sorry, I keep seeing my phone go off with people's notifications about their lives coming up. And Tunisian's my new passion. Thank you. Tunisian's always been it's been my passion for 11 years, and you all know from my lives, I get so like, I'm passionate about Tunisian. I love Tunisian. And man, and then Diana D, I took what you taught in the early warmer or the ear warmer and made a soap bag today without a pattern. I really paid. Oh, thank you. And I saw that when you mentioned that in Dawn's live, and that is just phenomenal. It's woo. And then I have other stuff that I have planned. Hi, Carrie. And there's Mimi. Oh my goodness, you guys. Thank you. There's other things that I have planned. And do I knit, Linda? No, I don't. Not yet. That's one of the things I want to learn. I want to hop down that rabbit hole, but there's a lot of things I want to create and show you guys that's possible. People put Tunisian in a blanket category because, well, that's what it started out with. Okay, it legitly started out as a blanket category. Afghan stitch. I mean, obviously that's one of the original names of it. Obviously, you know, that kind of plays together. And so I wanted to show, and I still do, even like Tail Yarn Crafts, she says, you know, she shows things that can be made impossible with Tunisian. I want to expand upon that. Sweaters, I want to show you all that. I've made sweaters that I just made up as I went. I literally just made it up as I went. I don't follow patterns. I don't do none of that. And then again, tomorrow's tutorial is that twisted ear warmer. I did it in the knit stitch just to show you the possibilities of doing an ear warmer with a stitch that is elasticy. You know, the knit stitch has a lot of give to it. Same with the full stitch, so you could do it in any stitch you want. But the simple stitch is is one of those tighter stitches. Same with the purl in reverse. They're a tighter stitch. So, you know, if you make it like half an inch too short for the person, well, guess what? It's going to stretch because you gave it a stretchy stitch. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Whew. But, and then Tina's asking, what are the best hooks to use and any ideas? For me, I I like the Knitter's Pride set. Knitter's Pride Ginger set, which is also the Knit Pro Ginger set. One's just cheaper than the other, but that's just me. I like wood. I like wooden needles, and I think I don't know because I can feel the vibrations. I don't know if it's because I had to attune my hands when we were because I was a surgical tech for many years in the Navy and outside in the civilian world, and you had to use your hands to feel. So my hands are a little sensitive so I can feel things, and I can feel when I split the yarn with wooden. I can't feel that with metal. I can't feel it with plastic, but I can feel it with wood. So I can look. I don't have to look at times, and I can feel when I split because I can feel the vibrations, or I can feel when I skip a stitch because of that. So that's what I like. And yes, Joseph, we are breaking the mold, and I'd love to, and just get more men out there, And Nessa, her ex-husband would knit. There's a lot of communities that do. And then Amber, I sneeze, trip, and fall into the yarn aisle or stores all the time. I do too. I do too. I go out to the grocery store, come back with yarn. I don't know how, but I do. And then Brandon, I talked to her about you some time back that maybe she should talk to you about a class or something. You could always record a class there. That is, see, we thought about that. And yes, please leave your thummies. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm trying to get caught up in chat. Um, and Diana B, yes, break the stigma. We're trying to, try to break that stigma, try to keep it going, get Mel's in there, and I saw your picture this morning. I'm sorry to change subject. I saw your picture this morning with all that snow in May. Good Lord. And it's not magic. All the males in my family talk about crochet, knit, and cross stitch. That's awesome. I've done cross stitch a few times. It's not my thing, but And then Stacy's World of Crochet. Crochet turned my life around. My mental health was bad, and found crochet, and I am loads better. It's done that for me many times. You get into a space, and then you lose your mojo, but you kind of make yourself do it, and then your mojo comes back, and everything kind of clears up. I love it. I'm passionate about Tunisian, and I do know how to regular crochet. It's just, and then that's a thank you, me. I'm just here to help folks. I honestly thought most of my crochet and yarn knowledge was common knowledge till I was told different. You have a different perspective. Everybody has a different perspective on yarn and the knowledge in general. I do like Panda calls me a know-it-all on Tunisian, and I am. But it's one of those that because of it's my passion. You have a passion, yours is a mixed passion. You crochet, you do it all, girl. That's a passion I don't have, and that some of us others don't have. So we all kind of fill in together and mingle and, create beautiful products. Some of the other products I have, or projects I have coming up is I want to make bags. That's going to be tutorials. I want to make picnic bags. It's going to resemble a picnic basket, but it's Tunisian. I've got a market bag, and I'm not going to tell you what that's going to resemble. I've got little clutch purses. I'll let you name it, it's gonna come out. Just gotta give me some time because if you've never done Tunisian, Tunisian is slow. And it's just it's slow. It's slow building. And thank you, Nessa. If I have issues, you'll be one of the first people I contact for darn sure. And hey, there's cops. Hey, how are you doing? And I believe Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan, for being over here. Oh my goodness, Granny D. Oh, now the thing about the picnic basket that I want to make, I'm looking for certain handles. I don't want to do crochet handles. I don't want to do a crochet strap. I'm looking for certain handles that'll go with the flow, if you know what I mean. That makes it look like a picnic basket. That's what I'm going to go for. I've got the insulating stuff for it. I just got to find the handles. Same with the market bag. I have an idea for the handles that I want for it. Finding them is a different story. So I'm going to get there. And Shay, you're never late, sweetie. Just thank you for being here. Thank you for thinking of me and being here. I know I'm like way behind, so I'm going to try to speed up a little bit. See if I see any names that I haven't said anything to. And answer any questions that I can see. And Barb Jarvie, it's not a girl thing. If everyone would look at it, hunt, fish, weld, etc., used to be just a guy thing, but it's not. As far as I'm concerned, there is no guy or girl craft. It's everyone's. Exactly. Exactly. And crafting of any kind is for anyone. I will never understand why there's a line of divide. I don't understand it either. I really don't understand it. And Delia B, I made my first Tunisian simple stitch scarf. I can't wait for winter. I've made quite a few scarves. I have a tutorial on one that I did for Valentine's Day. It was simple, but like the pattern just came because I don't know. I was watching a bod video, and it was I want to say right at the beginning of February, and she showed up. It was a McDonald's blanket that somebody donated for the auction, and she showed it, and it was the old McDonald's theme stuff, burglar, all of those characters, and she's talking about nostalgia, and just like all of a sudden, those cards we used to get back in the 80s that we had in elementary school that were just plain with a heart on it, all that suddenly just popped in my head, and it was like nostalgic. So that's why I made the scarf the way I did. And I know it's simple, but it was nostalgic. And it reminded me of those cards that we used to, your mom would go to the store and get 30 of them so you can hand them out to your fellow classmates. That's what it reminded me of. And thank you. Thank you so much, Andrea. I do show my emotions at times, and there's a few videos of that on this channel already. I just get overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed, but I just can't believe all the outpouring that I get, that we get from each other, that we just, the love that exudes. And it's just phenomenal. And I'm so sorry, Diana, for that. It's a tough way. It's tough. And that's why I want to do that with the Dementia Society. I haven't talked to them or anything. I just link it because it's something that affects me. So I think the pattern, I think you guys will like it that I came up with, but it's also going to be kind of touching, and it's going to represent a lot. I've already sketched the pattern out, so I know it's going to work. And it's just one of those I just, came up with, and something I wanted to do. And that's about this poodle skirt. I'm going to be doing a blanket for a local animal charity called Gracie's Project. They rescue dogs. They're all nonprofit, and they get their funding from auctions they do. Similar, pretty much similar to BODs, but they just keep it with them. Um, they do biker rallies. They try to keep continuously run funds. I have a I have a yarn lady at Joann's. Her name is Joanne, and she puts this stuff together. And I was in there about a month ago, and she asked me if I would do a blanket for it. And because she saw my bod blanket, and she asked me if I would do a blanket for their auction. And I've been thinking here. I saw their colors, and I've been running it with Panda, and we're like, what about a poodle skirt? A poodle skirt blanket. If I can make the circle big enough in Tunisian, that's because I want it to be in Tunisian. If I can make the circle big enough in Tunisian, I'm going to go with that. If not, I'm going to do beveled edges, but still kind of, and do the poodle with the leash that goes up, and make it look like a poodle skirt. That's what I'm envisioning. So, like the whole bod blanket was started here. So, and I had to translate it to my hands. Now I just got to take this blanket to my hands. Let's see. Now, if you want to drop your channel, and I'm sorry, I changed the command. I don't know why it's not, I don't think I've seen it come through. And I'm so sorry about that. Because I changed the command. I'm scrolling through. And it doesn't look like, I don't think I've seen it. The command is IDIC. And that stands for infinite diversity, infinite combinations. That to me is what the crochet community is about. We're a diverse community, and we have all these infinite combinations. I mean, just look at Triple Threat Thursday. You got a spinner, you got a dyer, you got me, and then granted they're triple threats on their own. And all I do is just crochet and come up with ideas to crochet, to do Tunisian crochet. So it is IDIC for that. Infinite diversity, infinite combination. And if you're a Trekkie, you know what that means. That's a Vulcan thing, and I think it fits so well with our community. Okay, I think I'm getting close. Oh, what did Panda say? I don't know. But I'm trying to get to the bottom. Oh, it did drop as soon as I said it. Of course, idic. And yes, it is. It is awesome. I love Tunisian. I just love it. The possibilities you can do Tunisian. Pretty much, if you can do it in crochet, you can do it in Tunisian. Just I want those possibilities to get out there more and just go with it. And Diana D and Michael is awesome at helping you if you are struggling with Tunisian. I think I drove him. That's story questions. No, you didn't. That's what I'm there for. I tell y'all, leave me questions, leave me comments, contact me, and you contacted me through Messenger, and we talked about it. And Panda sits in the living room. He's like, Michael, how do I do this? There's a tutorial. Well, I don't understand it. Well, there's a tutorial. I'm not understanding. I'm just kidding. And, but yes. What does it mean? Well, yeah, I'm getting on these a little bit. I learned a lot from Tony and her holiday sampler blanket and Knitter Notter. I haven't watched Knitter Notter. I've heard about her Knitter Notter, but I haven't watched. A lot of the stuff that everything that Tony taught, I learned before, So Tony, she's good at that. The It's just me. I have so many more stitches I want to teach, and we're on stitch. Let me look at my channel thing. What stitch just came out today? Number 20, or yeah, last Monday was number 24. Number 24 out of 314 stitches, and that list is growing because last week it was only 304 stitches. So that's a lot of stitches and a lot of teaching. And cause I love it. 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 Okay. And it's not magic. My mom made a Tunisian Afghan back in the 70s with panels and cross-stitched exotic bird. Oh, and that's the other thing. I want to show techniques that you can do with Tunisian simple stitch, such as cross-stitching on top of Tunisian simple stitch. You can do a lot of other things to help liven up your project. There's also a lot. I want to say about maybe 20 different borders you can do in Tunisian. Borders. Like, who would have thunk you could do that there was 20 different borders in Tunisian? But there is. There is. And there's Maureen. Hi, Maureen. Thank you. No, sweetie. You're on time. You are on time. Me. Michael, some peeps get it, you, and some don't, me. Oh my goodness, Maureen, thank you for coming. And there's Crystal. I don't know if I said hi to you, but thank you for being here, sweetie. Thank you so much. And the choice of yarn you used for that ear warmer was fantastic. Like, it worked up so well with your color change. Everything was just great about it. And there's Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. All right, just about to the bottom. Oh my goodness. And then Anna the Vit has been going around Australia again, and man, she got it this week. All I have been doing is watching tutorials and lives. I get that. I totally understand, because sometimes you just need to just watch stuff. And see, I don't have many Tunisian books because I taught myself a lot what I'm teaching, and I found so many that that's what I'm going off of, is mainly what's up here, what I've learned, and ones that I've saved. And Stacy's World of Crochet just ordered my first set of Tunisian hooks. Oh, awesome. And then Linda Conair, my son is in Tunisia on holiday with his fiance and two young boys, so I set the boys a challenge to look out for Tunisian hooks and yarn. I'm hoping they find something so my son brings it back to me. The funny thing is, the name Tunisian didn't start in Tunisia. I mean, it's just called Tunisian. It didn't start in Tunisia at all. It's just, they thought it sounded exotic and that more people would come to it, which it didn't work, obviously. But because it was Afghan stitch, and then the queen stitch, and then it was Fisher stitch. It's gone through several name changes. So they just ended up sticking with Tunisian. And it's not magic. My son crochets. Oh my goodness, I was trying to get down and everything just jumped. And trying to go through. And then he was a Marine and in Afghanistan. He had his unit slippers. He said it helped him forget the things they saw. I could see that. I could really, really see that. Especially with people who've seen some rough stuff. And I'm going to be doing a round project basket too. I have that on my list as well, Miss Grandma. And yes, Granny D, a picnic basket. I'm gonna try to. I just gotta find the handles that I want. I have like this vision of these handles that I want for it. I think I found ones I want, but and is there a difference between Tunisian and Afghan? No, they're the same thing. A Tunisian crochet is Afghan crochet. Afghan was one of the earlier iterations of the words. Just with Afghan back then, didn't have a lot of stitches. Now there's a lot more stitches. So I know I wonder why, if that's also why they changed the name to Tunisian, is to help because there's so much more stitches, or to drive more people in. There's a few reasons why, and I'm wondering if because of the stitches is also another reason why. And Enchanted Cindy says her husband cross stitch woodworks and tries to teach her knitting, but it's not my thing. I want to learn knitting. I really do. Um, and thank you, Nessa. I'm excited to show you the projects that I have and get them going. I'm trying to work on one thing now that it's going to be a gift, but then eventually I'm going to turn it into a pattern as well. I've been writing everything down so that way I can have the pattern for it, because I don't know what I'm doing with that. Figure it out. And did I see Sunita here? I think I did. Patricia Del Bay. Hi, how are you doing? Sorry I didn't see you come in. Trying to get down to the bottom before we go. And then everybody knows Missy Cottage, Grandma C. Somebody's buddies are her passion. And when we got mine taken, we both just said maybe somebody needed it more than who she intended it to. And there's Debbie Grabbert. Hi, how are you doing? And there's Christy Yarnbarf. Hi, how are you? And yes, Sunita, we all know yarn is your passion. You're a Donaholic. Donaholic. And trying to get down there, sorry. Yes, it was huge, and I can't wait till she shows it on the auction, and then we can get the pattern out. 'Cause I want it to still stay one of a kind until it's bought or auctioned off. There's going to be some things I'm going to do that's going to be one of a kind, and I just want them to stay one of a kind because I meant it for that person. And go from there. All right, we're just about ready to get on over to the next part of our Triple Threat Thursday, and that's going to be Miss Spring. And I'm just trying to get on down so we can see if I miss anything. Probably could. There's a way, but I don't think you'd want to wear it. I wouldn't want to wear it. And remember, if you want to drop your channel before we head out, it's IDIC, IDIC. So you can go ahead and drop your channel and show the love. Oh, I just saw a comment that I did. Woo. Yeah, yes, Shirley. I meant to say that too. And whatever you do in knitting, you can be converted into Tunisian. Tunisian's actually knitting is actually easier to convert into Tunisian than crochet to Tunisian, and same with crochet to knitting. It's a lot easier. Okay, let's get on down. And if I didn't hit anybody's comment or question, please let me know in the comment section after this video is posted, and I will answer you right away. Or go to my Facebook or Instagram, and you can message me. And I people know I'll answer. And what am I so slow? I'm lost. Trying to get caught up before we head on out. Okay. So I got like 30 seconds left, and I just want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you all for the great comments and the encouragement of keep going on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cannot be said enough, with the love y'all showed me, Joseph, all the other creators, male creators, and all the other creators part of this Triple Threat Thursday. I want to thank y'all so much. And again, remember, as soon as I hit end, we're going to head over to spring. So y'all have a good night. And remember, keep stitching.